Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It is Monday, and I am the Crypto Crow, and we're going to be talking some Cardano, some Cornucopias, and we're just going to do a little bit of fun here on Monday. So the first thing we're going to go over is Cardano-based DJED. I'm just kidding, JED. I just like to mess with some of you folks. Stablecoin attracts over 30 million Cardano, or ADA, in the first week since launch. So the stablecoin's apparently growing and doing pretty well, but there are definitely some nuances about this stablecoin that I'm not too sold on. I mean, basically the amount of backed ADA that's being used to establish this stable token. It's a weird algorithmic system, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it is interesting to say the least. Roughly over a week since launch, the Cardano-based over-collateralized stablecoin, by like 4 times, if I'm not mistaken, has attracted over 30 million ADA tokens as backing. The much anticipated stablecoin was launched last week after months of development by Cardano code maintainer IOG and COPI, a fintech platform specializing in creating price stable coins. To avoid a repeat of the massive drop faced by Terra USD and the Luna token, which plunged by more than 99% in May, JED was designed to be collateralized by multiple tokens and necessitates 400 to 800% of the issued value to be staked before it is distributed to users. JED is backed by ADA and uses Shin as a reserve coin. At the time of writing, JED had a reported ratio of 609%, so it was even more than I thought. It's crazy, indicating that each JED is supported by 6 times its value in ADA. I mean, listen, I mean, it's growing and it seems to be doing pretty well so far, but, you know, I don't know that I'm personally going to be using it for much, but we'll see. We'll see how things go over time. Looking a little bit at the current Cardano total value locked, it's currently sitting at 126 million, which is actually really, really good and continuing to grow. And, you know, here's the thing. Overall, right now, where we're at in the market it's such an interesting place. I'm going to pull up my chart here because there's definitely a lot happening. And there's a lot of interesting sentiment associated with where we're at in the market, given its price and you know where we're likely heading. And I've been really just trying to dive in deep into Wyckoff and better understanding Wyckoff as it relates to the patterns, the cycles, its overall use, as well as volume, because volume plays a significant role in Wyckoff trends and things like that. And I have 3 different versions of the same book. I got the first Wyckoff book. I linked the books in my previous video about Wyckoff Simplified. And basically what I'm doing now is I'm better learning some of the more in-depth elements of the Wyckoff accumulation, distribution, redistribution, reaccumulation, all of that stuff, so that I can do a follow-up video where it's like a Wyckoff advanced, right? We've got the simplified, here's the patterns, here's the fun stuff. You can kind of match up and do your own thing. But it's what defines those patterns and trends that I'm into now. And I want to better understand, because I'm looking at this. And as you guys know, I've basically charted out with the green lines what I think could be happening or what I kind of expect based off of where we're at in this pattern. But we don't know if that's a schematic 1 or a schematic 2, right? A schematic 1 would lead us to a spring and a new low in the market and then an upswell in price. And a schematic 2 just means we would cut somewhere around 19,000 at some point and then move sideways and up from there into the next halving. And I still don't know which it is. Now, we could also move up into the $28,000 to $30,000 range before we see a massive correction down to 18,000, 19,000, and then away we go. So there are 3 different things that could potentially happen here. And I feel like volume and some other indications can be a very good indicator as to what might be expected. And I don't know what those are yet. A lot of people out there in YouTube, they want to pretend, hey, I know this, look at this is happening, that's happening. And you've got counter traders that just just go against the grain, and all that stuff is great. But the reality is that we do not control the market. As a retail market, we do not control or dictate what happens. The whales do. And so I look at all indication or technical analysis as a method of trying to understand what the whales might be doing. And one of the easiest ways of doing that would honestly be for me to spend more time learning trade, travel, chills, market trading, because she gave me access to her courses and things, and I it's just difficult for me to sit and watch something for like hours. It's really difficult. It's challenging. So I thought maybe I'll start doing that while I'm painting some new models or something, because I really need to do that, because she is phenomenal. I at some point I'm going to have her on this channel. We've almost done it in the past, but anyway, you can see we're more or less sideways right here. Now, of course, this is President's Day. I tried to go to the bank. I actually went because I was going to start funding my account to start averaging in. And for those of you that are curious, my goal at this point is I'm taking a total sum that I want invested prior to the halving. I'm cutting that in half, and then I'm cutting half of that into quarters. Okay. And basically the way I plan to average in is I'm taking 25% of half of the total amount I want vested, and I'm going to start averaging in every week. So, likely every Monday or every Friday or something. I need to chart that out and see what the best times. I think prior to the weekends is probably the worst time, so it might be every Monday. Monday morning early, I'll set an auto buy or something, because typically we go down during the weekends a little bit. So that's ultimately what I'm looking at. And then once I know confirmation, okay, well, I've averaged into either 30,000 and now we're getting a big pullback, then I'm going to wait. If we hit 19,000, I'm going to go in again. If we hit lower, I'm going to go in again until I've got my total sum invested. And that's basically how I'm playing this. Now, things are really doing well with Cardano, and I'm excited about Cardano. Excited enough that there is a lot in the Cardano blockchain that I believe is going to help fuel kind of the next era of interoperability, interconnectivity, energy storage, file storage. A lot of the use cases that I see are going to be extremely relevant and growing in relevancy over the next decade. Now, there's also something else. This is the ARK Invest Traders Report, ARK Invest Report 2023. And it's basically, I'm going to be reading this. It's 153 pages. And this is basically a report that breaks down all of the technologies, and not only all of the different technologies that are growing in use case and adoption over time, but how they work with each other, right? Because if we look at technology right now and where we're at with all of these different agendas, these global agendas as it relates to transhumanism or artificial intelligence or whatever, and how it's all basically becoming a part of one new future, right? Chat GPT, Mid-Journey, Stable Diffusion, all of these different artificial intelligence driven systems that are only growing, and they're going to continue learning at an exponential rate. And the way it's going to change the economy, it's going to change the way we live, we act, we create, and all of that. And it goes over a lot of these technologies and what matters, right? And what is going to matter on a fundamental level as we move forward in the future. And I think this is a really good guide. Honestly, I've been going through it and I'm like, this looks like great information. And it's something that I'm going to start basing a lot of my future reviews on other projects on. So I'm going to be going through this report and then basically breaking down a lot of my content, where I'm going to start deep diving into blockchain-based projects that are ultimately relatable to the scheme that's laid out in this. What kind of technologies there are, what are they doing, and what sort of blockchain platforms are going to empower or embolden, I guess you could say, a lot of this tech, and how does that translate into a token? And so there's just an abundant amount of information here. As you can see, I'm just scrolling quickly through 153 pages. I mean, this is a treasure trove of information, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing deep dives in this, as well as all of like digital wallets. Like I'm waiting for Lace Wallet, and there's artificial intelligence is obviously going to be huge. the way all of this technology connects with one another is going to be significant. And when you talk about a project or a layer one blockchain like Cardano, with its overall focus being interoperability, right? I mean, it's all about creating bridges to all of these other platforms. And I think that's going to grow quite a bit over time. Now, looking at the price of Bitcoin, I don't know what's coming. It's President's Day. It's Monday. We're getting a little tiny pullback right now. This is a 4-hour chart, but more or less, we've been pretty much sideways. Now, if we look further, though, we can see kind of a channel that's been established, right? That, maybe we don't go lower than 22,000 from here, and we bounce off of this as it continues to establish resistance from that, or support rather. And so, but we'll see, because there are different scenarios that could be playing out here. But do I think that it's likely to see a new low from here? I'm definitely still undecided. I mean, you can see this here. I mean, the support at the 16,500 range is significant. If we were to break that, then it goes down to the low to 16.3, and then from there, once that's cleared out, boom, we could easily hit a new low. But breaking through that is going to be difficult, to say the least. And even just getting through the $22,000 range at this point can be a little more tricky. But when you're talking about whales trading, anything is possible, and it's not impossible to break through any high or any low. I mean, literally within an hour, anything could happen. So that's what I'm going to continue watching. I'm going to continue updating through the week. Now, this is my baby, folks. And I know that a lot of you guys know I'm big and bullish. I'm actually a quote unquote paid ambassador for Cornucopias. A lot of you guys know the story behind it. I got involved in this project because it's just been blowing me away. And I honestly, I'm so annoying to the devs, and they're probably like, why did we get this dude involved? Like, why did we let him bust down our doors? Because I'm always on them like, hey, when centralized exchange? Hey, when can I start building? Hey, I'm like a kid in a candy store just wanting everything to be perfect. Like now. Cause I'm like, I'm an older product of this instant gratification society that's been established over the last, I don't know, however many years. But they have a lot of stuff in the works, and I guess Wednesday they're going to be taking me through some things that have not yet been seen by the public, and I'm not going to be allowed to show anybody, but I am going to be allowed to tell you about what I see. So that should be really interesting. We were going to try and do it Friday, and I missed them. Honestly, I was wrecked. I mean, I was like, you guys know I'm on the semaglutide, and I'm down to like 200. I'm basically going between like 279 to 281, and I've been hanging out there, and I'm taking a break from the shots because I was supposed to get another one last night. My wife is like, you're such an asshole on the shot. And I'm like, I feel like such an asshole. I think it messes with my testosterone somehow because it's been sending my hormones into the crapper. And I've just been in like this weird depression state for weeks. And I'm like, I've been fighting it. And I'm like, I just need to take a break because I constantly feel bad. It's half the time on a new shot. I don't want to lift my head off a pillow. I don't want to do anything. I have no energy. As soon as I eat anything, I just feel like hell. And I'm like, I'm going to take a little break and just start, focusing on other things. We got another plan. But anyway, I mean, it is working. Excuse me. It is working because, I mean, I was at 315 and I'm down to 280. So, it's definitely working, but it definitely plays a toll too. And I know that there was something else out there that was similar to semaglutide that apparently doesn't have as many side effects. And I need to check that out. I will tell you guys, if you have trouble sleeping, okay, and this is going to sound like an infomercial, and I don't mean it to, and I'm going to be real honest. I know the creator of this, and he's kind of a dick, if I'm honest, okay? But, I mean, he's a bodybuilder, but he's like a genius when it comes to fitness, bodybuilding, health, and all of that. But I will tell you, he released a product a while back called Cortease. It's CORT-EAZE, if I'm not mistaken. It's not cheap. I think it's like $60 a bottle. But if you guys notice, if you look back in my old videos, I used to have really dark circles under my eyes. My wife got me on this stuff because he was her like fitness guide, right? Like fitness coach and stuff for a while. And this dude's like, I mean, he might end up being like a Mr. Olympian or something someday. I mean, he's not always an asshole, but like he can be an asshole. I think it's the roids. I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't even know. But I'm so bad sometimes. But anyway, this product, Cordy's, since I started taking it, and I guess I'm doing that in a way so that I'm very much like, no, this is honestly straight up. Like he's not paying me. He doesn't even know I'm talking about this. Hopefully he never finds out, because he'll watch this and be like, Crow, you're such an asshole. I can't believe you said all that mean shit about me. But I'm like, I don't like him, but I love his product, because since I started taking it, I take a melatonin and I take 2 Cordy's every night, and I sleep through the night, and I actually wake up feeling like I slept. And it basically helps your cortisol levels and does all this stuff. And that's why, if you've noticed over I don't know, probably the past year since I started taking it, my dark circles are mostly gone. And I used to look like a raccoon. If you look back on my old videos, that is why. Since I started taking that, it helps my energy levels quite a bit. It helps with a lot of things. So if you're having trouble sleeping, or you're always waking up really exhausted or really tired even after you slept, you should probably do a sleep study. Make sure you don't have sleep apnea, which if you have a neck that's over like 17 inches, chances are you have sleep apnea, and you need like a little a sleep apnea mask like I wear. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there, because I know a lot of my viewers, I know a lot of you folks out there that watch me regularly are older, and you're probably running into a lot of the same problems I'm having. And that's why I throw this stuff out there. My channel's not for the kids, right? Otherwise, I'd have 1 million people on here. But that stuff could definitely help. And if you guys have any questions or whatever, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll show you an actual bottle on my channel and throw a link at you if you can't find it. So anyway, wow, that was a long story. So anyway, I am really, really bullish on Cornucopias, obviously. And there's so much that I'm waiting for. There's so much happening with this project, and I absolutely can't wait. I've done videos in the past where I've compared it to other projects. And if I pull it up on CoinMarketCap, it's up to 3 cents. It was at a low of like a penny, right? And right now, if you look at CoinMarketCap, you see, oh, I can only get it on PancakeSwap. Well, that kind of sucks. The volume's not bad at $433,000 a day in trade volume. However, this is misleading, because if you pull it up on CoinGecko, it lists other exchanges like MinSwap and Bilaxi, which I don't even know what the hell that is. I've never even heard of Bilaxi before. Not many people have, apparently, because only like 7,000 in volume. So anyway, PancakeSwap, you can get the BNB token version, so you can actually trade it for BNB, right? So you can go to PancakeSwap. If you've got some Binance token, you can get some Cornucopias. If you have ADA that you want to spend and pick up some COPI tokens, you can do that on MinSwap. Now, this is PancakeSwap, and it's very simple. You need your Binance Smart Chain wallet. And like, as you can see, I don't have any BNB tokens, but I do have 250,000 COPI so far. I'm going to be getting substantially more. But if you have BNB token on here, then you can just set the trade, okay? And it's very, very simple, but you need a browser-based wallet. And I'm going to be transferring these into the ADA versions at some point, and I'm going to send them over to my cold wallet. But anyway, and all you do is you just find the pair, BNB for COPI token. You put in how many BNB you want to trade, or however much you want to trade. And let me see if I can make this. Oh, okay. I'll move that over here. So, and then you can set your risk, and you can set your spread. So this is slippage tolerance, which basically what this means is, this is saying that you won't buy any more than is allowed. So like, let's say the price is 3 cents, okay? And your BNB is worth $300 or whatever. if the price change or slippage, basically up or down, is more than 0.5% or half a point, then you won't buy anymore, is basically the way it's supposed to work. And you can edit this. So you can change your slippage. You can say, you know what? I don't care. I don't care if it's a full percent or more. And you can set those limits. And then you exit out of that and you can say, you know what? If it changes by 1%, I'm good with that. It's only 3 cents and I just want my tokens now. And then it'll just go out and it'll look for everybody offering that liquidity at that price point, and it'll pull them all in and you'll get your COPI tokens. That's for Binance. Now, you can also do the same thing on MinSwap. So, you know, you can log in with your NAMI wallet right now. I can't wait for the Lace wallet, but that's not out yet. Waiting for it. But you can basically buy it with your Cardano, any ADA that you have, and that's it. Okay. And so I'm just going to do a test here because I have 783 ADA. This is my fun wallet that I show a lot of, where people send the NFTs and things. So if I say I want, let's just say I want 500 ADA worth. Okay. So this shows me what I can get for 500 ADA. I can get 6,591 COPI tokens. And this is the Cardano based COPI tokens, right? So that's it. And this is basically showing me the spread. One ADA will get me 13.18 COPI tokens. All right. And my batcher fee is 2 ADA, deposit ADA 2, liquidity provider fee 1.5 ADA, price impact, slippage tolerance 0.5%. That's it. I hit swap, confirm swap. Yes, I sign it. Oh, and then I got to do my password, which I don't even know by heart because I don't have anything saved in my browsers anymore. So, but that's it. And then once you confirm that, yeah, that failed because I didn't have my password. But I plug in my password and boom, it swaps out. The tokens are on your wallet. It's really that simple. It's not a big deal. The problem I've always had with DEXs is trusting DEXs and trusting the liquidity. That because sometimes people can create fake tokens, throw them up there as liquidity for something, and then they're fooling people. MinSwap seems to have a pretty good reputation for that. I don't know much about PancakeSwap other than it does have the highest volume. But when I buy tokens, I want to buy them in whatever way I can, but you can swap them back and forth. There are bridges. So you can swap one token back for you can swap the Binance version to the Cardano version and so forth and so on. So I just wanted to show you guys that in case you're curious and you don't want to wait, because I don't know when a centralized exchange is coming. I know that they want this badly. I know that they do, but like I've said in the past, there are I's you got to dot and T's you got to cross before you can really effectively do that. And so, if you're not wanting to wait, because, listen, if you were picking these up on a DEX at a penny, you're in a better position now, right? And I see the Cornucopias token value going up significantly in the next bull run. Maybe it hits $2. I've showed in other videos that if you compare its tokenomics to Sandbox or Decentraland, and you saw the highs of those projects, and they all started at like 2 cents, right? Very similar tokenomics to a lot of these other projects, but honestly, I believe a vastly superior metaverse project than those other two as well. So, but it depends on what you want to do with it, right? I mean, ultimately, it does depend on what you want to do. But the sky's the limit with Cornucopias, and it's being developed that way. It's basically a giant sandbox. And I'm extremely pumped. And if you want some more information, you can always go check out the Cornucopias wiki. Just do your research and you'll understand rather quickly why I've been so bullish on Cornucopias. I've got a lot more news and stuff coming on Cornucopias in the future. I know they're working on getting this racing game out sooner than later. And I can tell you right now that when I am able to start actually building on my property and I'm able to sit in there like No Man's Sky, building my lands and my buildings and all of that stuff, I will be doing live streams of that. And hopefully I'll have high speed internet by that point. And maybe I'll even do some of that on either YouTube or Twitch. I mean, we'll see. But that's it in a nutshell for today. It's Monday. It's President's Day. Happy President's Day, if that pertains to you. And until next time, guys, grow your coins and I'll see you very soon.